Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Another episode of Hypecast.
Hi.
It's the show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Reimann.
I'm the other co-host, David Bell.
And I am your guest, Marina Reimann.
Hey,
Marina!
in a separate room of the house.
Yeah.
Yes. Marina, how are you? What's new?
Oh, well, we're having a baby. Really
Well, that's
soon,
not
too.
bad.
Besides that, though, Dave wants big news.
Yeah, but no, how's that going? How's the being pregnant?
Oh, my God.
Are you for or against? You enjoying it?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm getting my tubes tied after this.
Hell yeah.
It's been
Maybe,
pretty
maybe.
brutal, man.
Yeah. I'm in the hospital
it's-
every other
yeah.
day. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so worth it.
Yeah, she's been like John
Yeah.
Hurt and Alien.
Yeah, you got a little creature in
got
there
a little creature.
wiggling around.
Yeah. When she wiggles, it is
creeper.
very creature-like.
Tom, I have an adorable Tom moment to share with everybody that you can edit out if you'd prefer. But
No.
It's
the first time, the first time Tom ever felt her move, he was so shocked that he gasped and jumped back like he'd been electrocuted, or like there was an
well,
alien
it's-
about to jump out.
It's a little weirdo
Yeah.
in there.
It is technically an alien about to jump out.
It is.
Has the cat been made aware?
Usually.
Go ahead.
I have read that cats often react differently when there's a pregnant lady in the house, but he's been mostly the same. He still bites me all the time. He's just
doesn't give a
not
fuck.
interested.
I've been trying to communicate it to him so far. I'm not sure if he's getting it yet.
It's like, dude, you gotta be cool about this. Because you know once you bring that baby home, the cat's gonna be like, what
He's not
the
going to know
fuck is
what to
this?
do. He's never even
never
seen other
seen-
cats before, like
Yep.
a couple
Yeah.
of months ago.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's like in the Matrix, you know? Like his world is fundamentally different than ours.
I think he's going to be probably afraid of her for the first couple of weeks. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure they'll be buddies eventually.
I
I
hope
remember
so.
my
yeah.
cat
Once they're old enough, we'll make them fight, and then they'll be
Yep.
buddies after that.
for
They can fight
dominance,
for our
yeah.
Yeah,
affection.
they fight for power and control.
You can do a maze with the cat in one side and the baby in the other side.
Who
like
is
a
smarter,
minotaur.
cat
Yeah.
or baby?
Oh, that sounds fun.
They would both quit and do that. They would both quit and sleep. They would do the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
yes.
right.
Cats and babies stuck in a maze. They'd quit after about 5 seconds.
They are
Yeah, they wouldn't go
remarkably
anywhere.
similar creatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Both little turds.
That's how cats get us to take care of them. Actually, they've evolved to resemble human babies, so that
Oh,
we
yeah, they're
will
meows?
so that we'll do everything for them.
Yeah, they don't meow to each other apparently. They only meow to us. These little freaks.
What if they
Marina-
What if they speak English to each other?
Oh yeah, I think about that all the time. Where like when we meow at them, like does that freak them out? Like, is it the equivalent of a cat looking at us and going like, ho, ho,
Right? Is it
ho,
like when you hear Predator talking?
ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's got to freak them out a little bit.
What?
Yeah. Because we got to be saying something to them, right?
Right? Yeah, that has
Yeah.
to translate somehow.
Yeah. Marina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
being
me.
our guest.
Thank you so much.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, sure. I started streaming again on Twitch at twitch.tv/heartfistbrain, and usually that'll be at 8:30 Eastern. Currently running Final Fantasy, the remake, and then I'll do Rebirth and whatever other games people would like to see. And I'm gonna go from there. And Tom and I are working on a show that will also be released soon. It's a Star Trek show,
Ooh.
and I think
Okay.
Hannah and I will also be doing. We'll be doing the next gen version of that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You just spilled a whole bunch of beans, but that's fine.
Oh, I did.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I guess I should have talked to you first.
Oh no! I like this.
It's your prerogative.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
I'm just
That's
We don't
excited.
do media training here.
No.
So wait, the Patreon is Heartfist Brain,
And it's the Twitch as
and
well.
so
Oh yeah, I'm not
Okay,
sure
so
you mentioned
people
the
Google
Patreon.
that.
Yeah, but
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Patreon is patreon.com/heartfistbrain, and the Twitch is twitch.tv/heartfistbrain. Same with Twitter as well, which is where I usually post, updates and stuff like that. If you're
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody check that out.
Awesome.
I watch your streams; they're delightful.
Thank you, Dave. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
great to
Nice
see
little
you.
hangout.
Dave is frequently
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I try to be, yeah.
That really-
Sometimes we're just lurking, like me
Yeah.
and Hannah will both. We had you on the big screen the other day.
Aw.
We just had you on our TV, yeah.
Well, it really always makes my night when I get to see you guys there. It really, really makes me
yeah.
feel great. So thank you.
Oh yeah, just know, sometimes we don't even say hi. Sometimes we just have it on.
Aw.
So, yeah. Well, shit. You guys want to talk about movies?
Man, I can't
Yeah.
wait to talk about movies, Dave.
All right. Well, first, we do have to thank some producers.
Guess we better
And
do
so
it.
I will. Sorry, I'm doing my tabs right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna thank some producers. You're all wonderful, but these people are, more wonderful, I guess.
Yeah, we can say
I
it.
don't know. All right, big
You're
ol'
all
thank you
wonderful,
to
but
at
these
Nerd
people
Numbers.
gave us money. Thank you.
They
They are directly helping support our unborn child.
Thank
yes,
you.
Yes. Thank you to Zero Charisma. Thank you. Thank you to A Bag Full of Bags. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Aaron Burser. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to AJ.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Andrew. Marina deserves more hype, McGuire. Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks.
Aw.
Thank you to Andrew
you.
Howe presents The Critic, The Cynic's Minute Clinic.
Jeez. Okay,
I
man.
hate it. I hate it, Andrew Howe.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you so much. All right, let me swoop in here. Thank you to Bob Grenville. Thank you to
Thank
Bootler
you.
Bootlison. Thank you
Thank
to Brian,
you.
who Tom knows. Thank you to
Thank
Brockway
you.
loves the Meat Millie. Thank you to Burrito wants you to drink water, hit the gym, and do the ska, because they loves y'all. Thank you to Chester's Prophet. Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparts, Esquire.
Thanks.
And thank you to Dan Hackroyd.
Thank you. All right. Transformers 1.
I'm gonna try to make the noise with my mouth. I nailed it. I nailed it.
This
I
is
turned into a Corvette in the next room, Marina.
Yeah, I thought somebody had turned the trailers back on,
Yeah, exactly.
or there was
Perfect.
an actual transformer outside the house.
I
gotta
like
watch
to
out
think
for
of
them.
myself as the Michael Winslow of this side of the house.
Oh yeah. This is a prequel to what? I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure because it
It's,
seems like it can't be a prequel to the Michael Bay one.
it's like the animation almost reminds me of Beast Wars, like
Yeah,
remastered.
like a little, like it's kind of throwback a little bit, and it looks a little like
Cheap?
chintzy. Yeah,
but also not like in a way that I'm like I like this.
right. Yeah, in a way
Yeah.
that
Like
I
I-
don't dislike. Yeah, exactly.
It's weird, but it makes a few offers. One that Teen Optimus Prime is a thing, and that he physically looked different.
Right. It's that
which is
Transformers
very
like
confusing.
grow.
Yeah.
It's like in Futurama where like originally Bender when he's like I'm only 5 and he looks the same.
Oh,
But then like
yeah.
later they do baby Bender and you're like, well, which is it? And like
Yeah.
if Bender was a baby, how does that work? Same deal here. Why are they younger?
I don't know. What does a Transformers birth look like?
Oh God,
Right.
it's
Does the
probably
mom
horrible.
Just make the transforming noise.
Yeah. It's like I mean,
Plop
I
a kid out
imagine
like a
it's
tiny
like,
little Matchbox car.
yeah.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe
Yeah.
that's going to be something we'll see in this one.
I hope
It
so.
probably
I
looks
hope so.
like a demolition derby or something.
We better
It's
see
like,
Optimus
yeah.
Prime crown in this movie.
Yes. And he says, "Roll out."
Roll out.
And he comes out. The other thing about this is that it's got a lot of good voices. Optimus Prime is like kind of cheeky in this. He's like young and plucky,
Yeah, it's-
which I found extremely funny. When you see older Optimus Prime, he's so serious.
Right.
And so it's like, who hurt you,
He's
Optimus?
like he's
what
like
happened?
this monolithic, completely humorless character. He only speaks in like urgent prophecies. So it's weird that he was ever happy-go-lucky teen Chris Hemsworth.
It's
Like,
so funny.
It's so wild.
Oh goodness.
Marina, did you watch a lot of Transformers?
Actually, I've never seen the show or any of the movies, but this looks like
Interesting.
the only one I might actually watch because it like the idea of this universe, you know, I can't take it seriously, but like a prequel
No, why would you?
comedy could actually work for me. Out of all the trailers I've seen for the various Transformers things, this does seem like the one that's like, I don't hate this.
Oh yeah.
Marina, I have a stunning bit of information for you. This is gonna blow your mind.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna blow everyone's mind. We saw the
ready.
Beast Wars movie together last
we
year.
did.
You have seen a Transformers
It
movie.
passed
Oh my
right
God.
through you, right through you.
It just left you like a phantom,
That's fair. That's more than fair.
like a wailing spirit.
Was it
You should watch the Michael Bay one. See if you can stand those.
Was it bad?
No, it wasn't. It honestly wasn't. It wasn't terrible. It was just kind of I don't know. I guess
Forgettable?
What it is?
once you get to the
mean,
sixth Transformers movie, it's kind of like, even if it is good, it's kind of like, well, this is a little. Maybe we need to go back to square one, which is what this one's doing.
They're,
Yeah.
Transformers are like, they put you in a fugue state too. Like, I think they're fundamentally these CGI abominations that even in good movies, they're kind of like you know, I think this isn't true. I'm not sure if it's true. Where that those stories of like when sailors came to like claim lands, the native tribes there wouldn't know what they're seeing when they looked at their ships. They just couldn't fathom the concept, which again, I don't think that's necessarily a true story, but that's how I feel whenever I watch a Transformers, where it's like my brain simply won't accept it. And so like, I think it's reasonable that your brain protected you from that.
Yeah.
And said like, you don't need to retain this.
Oh man,
They were the
Yeah,
the
I
two
have no
prequels are the
memory.
best ones, yeah, so far.
I have no
Oh,
memory
yeah.
of that movie at all. But I think this one, like for a prequel, you do kind of. Isn't that like a good chance to put fresh butts in seats?
Yeah. Oh, I think this is very smart.
Yeah.
Because they're also doing a Transformers G.I. Joe
I
crossover.
know,
Oh,
and
wow.
that one I think is in the Paramount universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I think is happening is they saw that like the Ninja Turtles movie and that and Spider-Verse, and they said like, well, why don't we do like something more fun?
Yeah.
With Transformers, and it's like I think Transformers is kind of lost in this way where they're like, are we popular? Are we not? We were at one point. Like I don't think anybody really knows where they stand necessarily. Like, there's no huge Transformers fans, are there?
Oh, I'm sure
Like
there are.
Die
I'm
Hard?
sure there
Yeah,
are.
I
there.
guess.
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Yes. There's a reason there's 6
Alright.
of these movies.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess it's for me. It's like the Jurassic World movies where it's like everybody goes and sees them,
Oh yeah.
but I just don't imagine people being like Die Hard. I'm. This is my thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
fans
mean?
fans of the movies, yeah, I'll agree.
I did drive behind a guy with a Transformers symbol on the back of his car today.
Okay.
But
Well, there's one.
Yeah, there's one.
then.
Unless it was a transformer. They are robots in disguise.
Oh, you just blew my mind.
For a second time. We better move on to the next trailer.
Yeah. Well, I want to shout out real quick. So it's Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, John Hamm, Steve Buscemi, Keegan-Michael Key, Lawrence Fishburne are all in this. Chris Hemsworth is credited as Orion Pax.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
That's young Optimus
That's
Prime.
Optimus,
they tell you
right?
they tell you
OP.
in the trailer, yeah.
Oh, see, I was in the
And
fugue state.
Brian
All right.
Tyree Henry is Megatron.
God damn. All right.
Yeah, and they're like BFFs.
Oh, wow.
They have him as D16.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to watch the fuck out of this. All right, let's get to this next one. Dark Matter. This is fucking
Joel
Jennifer
Edgerton
Connelly
and Jennifer
and Joel
Connelly.
Edgerton playing just creeps. Like they just really. I thought the movie or it's a series. I thought it was just going to be about how they're like murderers or something because they were so terrifying.
Yeah.
It kind of is
But it's
though. Like
slimy.
it's yeah. If for people who don't remember necessarily second tier sci-fi shows from the 90s and early aughts, it's the premise is Joel Edgerton finds like he has this box in his house apparently, or a box that can swap him out of his universe into a different universe, and he's been abducted from his and placed into a different one by one of his doppelgangers.
Right, he's sliding, if you will,
yeah.
into different universes.
And the implication is it's because that guy wants his life because in this universe he's still married to Jennifer Connelly.
Right.
So it's all kinds of it's like creepiness across dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm into this because I remember he's not writing or directing, I don't think, but like it sort of reminded me of The Gift, which Joel Edgerton was in with Jason Bateman, but also
that's
he
a
wrote
great
it and
movie.
directed it.
It is. Yeah. It also feels like, we got a little like hope in his next leap will be his leap home.
Yeah.
True,
vibes.
yeah.
I just couldn't help it. This is the based off the novels at least, or the writer of Wayward Pines, which I never saw. This is the same.
He's
dude.
the showrunner apparently
same-
too.
Yeah. Blake Crouch. Good name.
Yeah, that's the kind of name
yeah.
that you that's the name of a guy that writes stuff like that's a real Alan Wake name.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a real dark
This
place.
continues-
It's a real Garth Marenghi.
It continues the Apple TV "we're gonna dominate sci-fi" thing they're doing, which I don't hate.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
like its own channel, like we used to
Yeah,
have.
exactly. Like a sci-fi.
Like a
channel,
sci-fi
if you will.
channel.
Yeah, it looks like silly but fun.
It looks
I don't
looks
know.
creepy.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen
Yeah.
it, but you bring up like frequently like Primer and oh crap, what's the other one? But it's it's another like time travel or universe travel premise that's very, very shoestring budget. It's just using like a simple device like to
right, where
represent
they
it.
can keep using the same sets basically, and it can be different dimensions.
You're right, and
stuff.
the thread is like doubles rather than like I don't know CGI creatures or time streams or something like that.
Right. Kind of reminds me of the show I've been watching, Dark, on Netflix, which if you guys haven't watched it, it's very good, solid sci-fi, and that deals with certain ideas like this. It's a different device, but it's a very similar vibes as well, which is using sci-fi to tell kind of a more creepy story.
Cool. I like creepy sci-fi.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
like
German as shit.
Ooh, sweet.
Dark is, yeah.
Tom, what would you do if I told you that I had been kidnapped by my alternate self and dragged to this universe from my universe? Would you take it as... I mean, she seemed to really accept it very easily. Or would you do that, or would you
Yeah.
call a hospital?
First I want Tom's answer.
I was trying to come up with a joke, but it kept going. Like I was going to turn it into the Beatles song, but would you turn and walk out on me?
Yeah.
I was kidnapped
That's also an option.
by my clone. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'd try to quiz you at least.
Yeah. Well, the question is like, this is a hard one because it's like, how do you prove?
I'd do something.
It's like, okay, prove it. And the proof is, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's the proof. The proof is that you don't know the world, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you can't really prove that. I assume they like, because the trailer kind of yada yadas it. I like to hope there's more proof given, but I also am wondering what that would be.
Yeah, it seems like we all got the impression that they have a very weird relationship already. So I'm guessing that plays into it. Because a normal
really
person
like,
would be like, I need to get you some help.
Yeah, and then he gets like swapped, like he gets a new wife. It's Alice Braga.
We're not prepared. Like, here's the thing. Time travel, we all kind of know what we'd have to say to someone to convince them that we're time travel. Body swap, another one we've all kind of thought about. Groundhog Daying, which is kind of like time travel as well, but like dimensional travel, like this is not my dimension. There's actually a TNG episode called Parallels. Parallels. The one. It's where Worf is going through parallel dimensions, and he's kind of in the same city.
Sounds like something that would happen to Worf.
It's a funny thing to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And again, he has no way. Like, he has to tell people, like he has to tell people like his proof is that I don't know you. You know. Yeah. There's another one called I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter. It's
Castle Rock did this too recently.
Oh yeah.
Star Trek is easier because they usually have a tricorder.
Yeah, something can tell you. But I do like this idea, as we're sort of just coming all over our hands and faces with multiverse stuff. I do like creepy multiverse. Like, what if it wasn't fun? What if it wasn't I get to meet all the Spider-Men? What if it's I don't know where I am?
Yeah, what if it's mirror, mirror?
Is? Exactly. What if Spock has a beard?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like these haunting universes where I feel like there's a VHS segment.
Yeah,
like
this actually reminds me more specifically of like a feature-length version of that VHS segment from Viral.
The weakest VHS has one really neat premise.
Pretty good segment in it, though.
For sure.
That's also the one that has the Benson and Moorhead one, isn't it? That's the skateboarding one.
Oh, that's them? Oh, yep. Okay. That one's, I mean, it's well made. It's still Viral is, it's
not
viral.
Good. Anyway, it's Viral. I won't say
this looks like a show I would definitely watch, but indicated by the fact that I'm watching Dark only now, like it's going to take me a few years. It's hard to.
Yeah, like
there's so many shows.
I know, and like even on Apple TV itself, like I still kind of want to watch Monarch, and I definitely want to watch For All Mankind.
This is why I'm like,
it's like geez.
I'm really harsh with TV shows.
You kind of have to be. There's too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it doesn't grab you by halfway through the second episode, you kind of got to pull the ripcord.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Should we talk about this next one?
Boy.
I am so excited for this one. This is Trap, directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan. Boy, they bury that shit in there.
He's back, Dave. He's back.
Well, yeah. You know who is back? Josh Hartnett.
After
Oppenheimer. This is...
That's right. I forgot he's in Oppenheimer.
I forgot that was him. Yeah.
Yeah. This is an amazing premise. And Marina, your notes you read my mind.
Sweet.
But I'll explain the premise itself, and then we can... It's a man he's bringing his daughter to what is the equivalent of a Taylor Swift concert. Like, it's a big concert, expensive tickets. Josh Hartnett's bringing his daughter in, and then he learns from a vendor that the whole place is being surrounded by cops because the event is a trap, in that it is meant to trap a serial murderer. And I like you guys, I assumed like, oh, and so it's going to be like Die Hard where he's in this stadium with this murderer. Nope. The trailer reveals he is the murderer. Yeah. Josh Hartnett is the murderer who brought his daughter to this place and has fallen for the trap that the cops are all outside, and they're going to they know that the murderer is at this concert with, I don't know, 10,000 people.
Yeah.
It's a
what
packed
a
out
fucking
arena.
Nightmare premise.
Yeah. Who takes your daughter to a murder, by the way? I don't know.
Is he taking it to a murder? I can't
that's
tell
what I'm wondering.
No, that's back
Yeah.
at his dungeon. He keeps looking at like his Google Home camera back at a person he has captive back at his house.
So
yeah,
this
he has
is
a
just
dungeon.
a nice day out with his daughter, and it seems like. Sorry, Dave. Please continue.
No, you continue because
okay.
you pointed this
Sure.
out as well.
Sure. So I don't really know how this trap is supposed to work because he can just leave. And if they knew very much about who, so he's called the Butcher, just like the Skyrim serial killer.
Right.
If they knew very much about him, they wouldn't need to take a big, expensive risk like this. They'd just, go pick him up or use less manpower-intensive methods. And I think we're
Right.
I think we're supposed to believe that cheaper methods have failed to produce results, and they're here based on profiling.
That's what I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
too, because this seems like a very dumb premise for something cops would do. This plan, I mean, maybe something like this has happened. Somehow the cops learned that this butcher is at this concert. So their plan is to just trap everybody in, and then they say like, yeah, they're checking IDs at the door, and it's like, for what? Is he going to have an ID that says the butcher? Like, I don't understand how this trap works. And maybe the movie explains it a little better. I don't know.
Here's what I'll say, because old M. Night is a Hitchcock premise machine.
Yes.
Like, I always love the premises of his movie's premise. He doesn't always pull it off, in my opinion. This one, it seems to me like a lot of the suspense of this one, because this is a very Hitchcock idea to me, anyway.
Yes.
You're just even filmed some of it in that way, and anybody who's a fan of his work and knows this. Like, he often quotes Hitchcock in his movies. But the idea that I assume you're going to be spending all your time in Josh Hartnett's head, and he doesn't know what they have on him. So I assume a big part of the suspense of the movie is him trying to figure out what it is they have on him.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Statistically speaking,
And I do
it'll
love
probably
that
be dumb.
idea.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't care if it's dumb as long as it's entertaining.
Yeah, I do want to see this
is-
movie.
Yes. This is the thing about Shyamalan, I think, is that like
Yes.
there's so many, I won't name names, but there's so many like genres or filmmakers or series that keep making them. In my head I go like, fuck man, why do the people keep biting? Why are we still making these blank movies? And I myself will go like, you know what? I'm never seeing them again. I'm not seeing it again, no matter how enticing they seem. Shyamalan is not one of those people, because I know exactly why he gets to keep making movies even when they're disasters. And it's because you look at this trailer and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in. I got to see this. I got to see whatever the fuck this is, because he's not boring.
He comes up with great premises, and
yeah.
sometimes the movies are good. Like, it's like the past, the Shyamalan-assance of recent years. It's like Split, and then, or I think it's The Visit, and then Split, and then Glass, and then Knock at the Cabin. Right? I may have missed one in there.
Yeah, Glass is a miss, I would argue, but Knock at the Cabin is.
I think Glass and Knock at the Cabin are misses, but like, however you feel, like at least most people agree that Split was really strong, and like the Visit to me was a pleasant surprise. And there are ideas in Glass that, I mean, like, he's not bad,
and none of them are boring,
right? Like, I think part of the reason Shyamalan gets to keep making movies, is because he's got like a 60% chance of it being good, right? Like,
right. He also does something very important. He makes mystery box movies, but he always opens the box by the end.
He reveals what it is.
Sometimes the box is stupid, but it doesn't matter. He always opens the box, and I appreciate him for that.
Still, there is always something in the box with him.
Yeah, you might open the box and go like, "What?" All right, that was
It
dumb.
might be trees.
Yeah, but he's satisfying. He is a satisfying watch.
Yeah.
And I can't fucking wait for Trap.
This is kind of like the simple, because Knock at the Cabin it seems like a simple premise that then becomes very huge. But this seems like a very simple, straightforward premise, like Split and The Visit, which I think are the two strongest of his recent movies. So
Yes, this didn't.
Old.
This
I forgot about
surprised
Old,
me.
Dave. The
Old.
beach that makes you
Old.
fucking
I was
old.
Trying to remember the name of it. I just knew it was something silly. A very silly, bad title. Old. Yep.
Old.
A movie whose title was designed so that you'd never forget. I mean, we both forgot about it.
Yep.
You forgot the title. I forgot it existed.
It's easy to forget Old. This actually surprised me that it was him. Like, it doesn't. It feels actually more grounded. Well, this is weird to say, but it's less sci-fi, or like there's no sci-fi or
this is just
supernatural
basically a
element.
just a crime story.
Yeah. And so, like, he rarely does that. I would say what other movie does that, but it kind of spoils the movie, so I won't.
Yeah, I don't want to say it either, yeah.
But, like, he rarely does it, so it's just kind of, I don't know. It feels also weirdly refreshing for Shyamalan. It's so strange because, like, I mostly don't enjoy his movies, but if someone asked me if I was a fan of his, I would say yes. I am a fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I will watch every single thing he makes. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I like more of his movies than I dislike, and I think he's an excellent filmmaker. Like he's a good director.
I like what he puts into the world. I'm happy that he's here.
Trap.
This next one is also a pretty prominent filmmaker. This is Richard Linklater.
This is a trap of a different kind.
Yeah, this is Hitman. 2 words, I assume, because there is a movie called Hitman, 1 word, right?
There sure is, Dave.
So there's several movies called Hitman, 2 words. This is Hitman 1 word. Oh, there's also Hitman 2 word. There's a 1972. Doesn't matter. This is Glenn Powell, Hitman. Also written by Glenn Powell with Richard Linklater.
Yeah, co-written by Glenn Powell and Richard Linklater, which is man. I'm on board for this.
Yeah, me too.
It's basically I'm not sure if it's a movie or a series, but it's about Glenn Powell, who is a undercover cop who does murder for hire stings, and he dresses up. He always plays the role of the hitman, but he plays it differently every time according to who the person is. And so the first part of the trailer is just showing what a chameleon he is, all the different cast of hitmen he's played in order to fool people. And then
it's
in a very kind of like Her Alibi sort of twist. I just referenced a fucking obscure Tom Selleck movie that nobody's seen. One of the cases he's doing a sting on, like the lady gets away and her husband ends up murdered,
and it's his fault.
It's based off an article by Texas Monthly. Something weird. This is the 3rd movie based off an article in Texas Monthly written by the same guy.
Oh wow!
The other one was Bernie and the Almost Perfect Bank Robbery. So I don't know what this like article writer clearly has, like, I feel like his brother is a producer or something. I don't know. He clearly has an in.
Isn't Bernie's a Linklater film? Is it not?
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. That's probably it. This felt so much like a Chuck Palahniuk that I checked to make sure it wasn't based, because Chuck Palahniuk has the narration. He also always has a protagonist with an oddly specific job. It's always a job that you've never really heard of. And this is, honeypot hitman, basically, where his job is to pretend to be a hitman. It's so ultra specific.
Yeah. I watch true crime videos of people trying to hire fake hitmen. Actually, it's just as a hobby. And they never ever look like that guy. It's always
of course not.
They're
really
never going to look like Glenn Powell.
No, never. It's always some big, buff, scary-looking dude, cop in plain clothes.
Right, it's always a cop.
Yeah, I would never buy it. If this
Jeff
guy
May.
showed up, I'd be like, "This is a sting, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Glenn Powell.
Jeff May showing
Jeff
up
May.
in a fucking hat
Yeah.
and sunglasses
You
with a
can't kill
toothpick,
anyone. You've never
asking
taken
you for
a
your
life.
husband's schedule.
Yeah. Glenn Powell has a terrible affliction we've talked about called jerk face. He was born with it, and for a while he was only playing jerks, And so I just really like seeing him thrive, you know? like
Yeah,
like
man.
other famous jerk face survivors are like Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah.
The Chris's. A lot of the Chris's have a little jerk face, you know? Chris Evans. Chris Evans, you don't think about it anymore, but he started with jerk face,
That's
right?
right, yeah.
Like not another teen movie.
He was really playing jerk face most of the time. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a terrible affliction that, you know,
Well, I mean,
these people have to...
he's powering through it by being super hunky.
Yeah.
Like he's hunking his way through the Twister sequel this summer, so that's going to be really hunky.
Yeah.
And then he's got
Well,
this, where he's just a super
like-
babe.
Like his predecessor there, I would say Bill Paxton is
Paxton?
also a sufferer of jerk face and had to overcome that.
A little bit. He's like, I think it's a subgenre of jerk face. It's like buffoon
Like, yeah,
face.
James Cameron.
It's
Yeah,
Bill
James
Paxton.
Cameron when he
He's
puts them
like
in his stuff.
shit
yeah.
kicker jerk face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. It's really nice seeing Glenn Powell.
He was the Walton Goggins of his time, I think.
for
Bill
sure.
Paxton.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. This is a movie, by the way.
Oh,
I know
okay.
we were wondering.
I should have assumed it's Richard Linklater. It's a movie.
Yeah, Linklater. I really. I mean, he's such a good fucking filmmaker, and he's still around, and he does such a wild fucking spread of movies. You know.
Yeah, like
and I don't
Boyhood
tend-
was just 8 years ago?
Yeah, and then like A Scanner Darkly and fucking. He did School of Rock.
Yeah, he did.
Before Sunset.
In 2003,
And it's
he did School of Rock.
Yeah, and it's like he's just like, yeah, I'll do studio films, and then I'll do fucking whatever the fuck I feel like, and I don't know, I appreciate that.
Then I'll do a movie where I film a kid for 13 years.
Yeah, he's great. Did he do? No, I'm thinking of the other guy, Soderbergh. But like him and Soderbergh,
They
give me
they
similar
play in
vibes,
similar
where they-
areas of the pool.
Yeah, they're like chameleons, where they'll do Hollywood films and then they'll do something that's fucking out of its mind. This feels like the former.
Yeah.
you know, but
More straightforward, but it looks fun. It looks
Yeah.
almost like a Soderbergh movie, a little, in
Little
that
bit.
way.
Yeah, I'd like
it
to
looks
see
fun.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
This next one is also in that it's like they're trying not to tell us if it's a series or a movie. This is A Man in Full. I honestly I have no. I'm gonna look it up right now. It's a miniseries.
Ah.
All right. Could have gone either way. This is Jeff Daniels just doing a
Doing
thing.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
love it. I love it.
It's all I needed to see to be on board.
Right. And I'm not entirely sure what what's going on.
it seems
it's
like-
just what do we do about Jeff Daniels? That's
It's-
all it is.
It seems like he's like a modern day boss hog. Like he's like one of those big old timey boss characters, like a Trump almost, but more of
Yes.
like the Southern version, like the people they'd go up against in the Dukes of Hazzard. And
Yeah,
he's in the middle of a trial. And it's just all about what a huge bastard he is,
Yeah.
and all the efforts to try to bring him down.
Yep, it's an Atlanta real estate mogul who has sudden bankruptcy. So yeah, I'm almost certain they're just like, let's do Trump, right? Let's just do a Trump. Unless it's based off a novel.
Yeah, because he's Trump-like, but he's not specifically Trump. Like it's
No.
definitely a caricature of a person that we're familiar with in America, but it's not quite Trump.
No, he's not as odious.
It was co-written. Wait, let me make sure I have this right because I feel like this is something that. Yeah, it was. Oh no, it was co-directed by Regina King, and I was like, really? I don't think she's in it.
I didn't.
She was,
I don't remember seeing her in the trailer.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
She's in Watchmen, a bunch of stuff. She's in a lot of stuff. And yeah, I don't know. This is one where I file this under. This looks really good. I'm not sure I'll ever get to watch it.
We should point
You know?
out that it looks funny. Like it's
yeah.
kind of tongue in cheek a little bit, not fully, but there's a bit of a satirical or an ironic tone here.
Yeah.
Okay, so, at least one writing credit goes to David E. Kelly, which that's
Who's that?
So if you don't recognize that name, that is the
Wait,
yeah.
I do.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'll tell you the thing.
Ally McBeal?
Yeah,
There
he
it is.
nailed it.
And Lake Placid.
Oh, wow.
Boom!
Yeah, who is oh, that's interesting. He also he created Goliath, which parents everywhere love.
Yeah, that's the Ultimate Dad Show. It's about Billy Bob Thornton being a grizzled lawyer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And so like that's all to say like this will be a hit, right? This is a delightful boomer bait.
Yeah, it's got him and Bill Camp in a grizzled off.
Yeah. God, they want to physically fight.
Yeah.
There's a line where he says, what does he say?
He says, you think I could take him? What? You think I could beat him up? Is that important?
But later he says, I looked at your medical
Yes.
files
Oh, God,
and it
yeah.
turns out you're a pussy.
Okay, it's not right for me to attack you because you're affliction.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
this looks
Sick
legitimately
burns from
well
Bill
written.
Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
I
fun.
kind of hope I can see it. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this?
No, it looks like the kind of comedy that hasn't been made in a while. And that you tell me that one of the co-writers is David E. Kelley, that makes total sense to me. Like this feels
Yeah.
kind of like something that would have come out in the 90s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got that vibe too. Speaking of things that would come out in the 90s, this next one is called You Can't Run Forever. Oh, my goodness. Starring J.K. Simmons as just a maniac.
Yeah. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but
No, the trailer doesn't tell us. I hope the movie doesn't tell us. I hope they
He's just
never reveal what he's doing.
So this was directed and co-written by Michelle Schumacher, who is J.K. Simmons' wife. She's made one other film called I'm Not Here. And I think she's actually been in things as a writer. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all to say that I feel like they're doing a reverse Taken, where like it's that macho like I'm coming for you, you came for me, but they're showing like what a nightmare that can be if it's just an asshole. Like that's the vibe I get. Is like it sounds like he feels like he was wronged by this family, right? Like they did something to him.
What he says is he's like, it's my wife. Well, where is she? Where I left her. And then he's like shouting at this. The premise is he's this old man who pulls over this dad and daughter on a motorcycle, kills the dad, and chases the daughter off into the woods, and is like shouting, is pursuing her relentlessly for some reason we don't know. And at one point
He
he
also
shouts,
talks to the corpse.
He does talk
The
to the
dad.
corpse, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, I'll be your new dad. So what I think is happening is that he's just found out his ex-wife got remarried.
Oh,
Like I think he's
yeah.
I think he's that level of scumbag.
That's
in
what
this.
it's. Yeah,
Like
that's kind of how
J.K.
I was thinking
Simmons.
too.
Yeah. His range I love
he's
because I don't really see him as like a
He's done every character.
Yeah, he has, but like what we've learned since like Whiplash and Oz obviously is that like he's fucking terrifying. He is a terrifying man. Despite him being like 60, like they treat him like a bear in this.
Yes.
And it's like if he tore someone in half in this movie, I wouldn't even bat an eye. I'd be like, yeah, that's why you don't piss off J.K. So you gotta stay. It's basically The Edge. It feels like if the bear was J.K. Simmons, just
The Edge of
wandering
J.K.
through the
Simmons.
woods.
It was
Yeah.
He's
disturbing.
69, Dave.
Oh wow.
69.
Sorry.
Jesus, he's
Nice.
terrifying.
Anyway, Marina, I'm sorry,
Absolutely
you were saying.
terrifying.
Sure. Just that it really disturbed me to see him acting like this because the only J.K. Simmons that I can really remember seeing much of is Law and Order. So I grew up watching him as this fatherly good guy, and so every moment that he's terrorizing this young woman, it feels like a personal betrayal. Because he looks so like such a nice guy, even when he's murdering people.
I mean, that's the thing. He's always a little funny. Like J. Jonah Jameson. There's a reason why he's that him. So
He has
perfectly,
a
right?
very specific charisma. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in 228 movies,
God
or at
damn.
least
Wow.
roles, and he has 10 in the. He doesn't stop. He's a monster. Like he makes. Let's see. In 2023, he made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things.
Goodness gracious.
Some of those were like Baldur's Gate 3, mind you, but yeah.
He was in Baldur's Gate 3?
Apparently.
Who was he? Does it
He
say?
was also in Mortal Kombat 1. General Thorm.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
He plays Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1 because he's a guest character
Ah.
from Invincible.
But yeah, I want to watch this. Watch this. We have a great spread today.
This is a
Yeah.
solid lineup of trailers, man. Let's get to the rest.
Oh, I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, this one, terrible name, although it does seem like it aptly describes
Sorry.
it.
Real quick before we move on, Dave, I have to tell you this. I kept thinking of that movie, The Hunted.
Oh yeah.
The Benicio movie, right? Is that the Tommy Lee Jones hunting Benice?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like The Hunted, but with J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I really enjoy The Hunted for what it was.
Would you bring a J.K. Simmons call on a hunt for J.K. Simmons?
Oh yeah.
You like blow
100%.
into it. Shut up.
Oh my god, I want The Hunted versus fucking You Can't Run Forever.
Predator in the trees, like using that.
Yeah. Anywho, this next one is Dancing Village: The Curse Begins. I didn't write the whole title. It seems
an Indonesian movie.
Yeah, they make some great horror. This is a prequel to a movie that apparently I'm going to have to see. It's a prequel to it said like KKN. It was like a weird.
It was a stylized like logo. I couldn't quite read it.
Yeah, but it is in fact a dancing village. It's some sort of horror. What is this?
It's a horror movie. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, it's about a village that's like dancing to appease an entity, I think. And boy, it looks like things don't go well.
Yeah, some young people happen upon them and get dragged into the ritual, it seems, and everything looks really gnarly and spooky. And it's filmed in IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna mess me up.
Yeah, this looks gnarly. I need to track down the original movie.
Yeah.
So it's KKN.
That's what it's called? KKN? Okay.
Well, looking at the writer's credit, one of the writers credited as Simple Man, one word, but M capitalized. It's just an interesting credit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look him up or them up, they have the other movie under their credits. And it looks, there might be more than one. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm so curious about this. This is such a good, I love this horror look where sometimes you just like a good old haunted house. You know what I mean? Where this just looks like, boogans, like demons, and people have scary eyes.
Yeah.
And just a lot of using the empty space of the shot in really creepy ways.
Yeah.
A lot of snakes. If snakes are your thing.
A lot of snakes. Yeah, I don't know what it's about, but this is definitely one where I bet this is huge in Indonesia. Like I bet this is like a big thing.
It's a real like impressionistic trailer almost.
Yes.
So it's hard to sort of pick the narrative out of it, but it seems like the basic like Texas Chainsaw type narrative.
Yeah, it's like this village, and like they're clearly up to something, and these jerks from outside. It's kind of Eli Roth. They come in and they're like, "We're here to look at your village."
Young dopes come to get murdered. That's a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, looks fucking creepy as hell, like a slow burn too.
I'm gonna have to watch this, even though I'm a huge wuss when it comes to horror movies. I'm gonna spend it just peeking out from Tom's armpit, most likely.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Indonesian films, so that
should
and
show you
this
The
looks
Medium.
genuinely really good. Yeah.
Ooh, Marina, you got to watch The Medium.
Ooh, okay. Is that also Indonesian?
I thought it was. We covered it a little while ago, but yeah,
it is. It's a little sad, but boy,
it's Thai South Korean.
Oh, okay. There's some images that once you see them, you're like, well, that's not going away.
Oh dear.
Can't take that image away. Great. It's good.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one more. This fucking snuck right up on me. The Jinx Part 2 is apparently a thing.
Yeah.
And this was kind of... Honestly, I assumed this was happening. I just didn't realize it was happening. It's basically the first season of the Jinx was so good that they had to make a documentary about that documentary. Because most documentaries, spoilers, don't end with the person confessing.
Yeah.
That is special.
Real unique documentary. Accidentally confessing while he's just blasting a toilet apart with piss.
Yeah. So it's
Guess
like,
I shouldn't have killed all those
obviously
people.
Obviously, you need a second documentary to be like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
Let's break this down.
And
that's what this is.
It looks nuts, man. It's followed him through his trial and all these. It has like video footage of people coming to talk to him in prison because all that's public record, all that's recorded, and it's all these sycophants that come out of the woodwork to sort of defend him. It just seems like the first one did get some criticism for sort of tipping the scales on like whether or not like the documentarian should be a subject in the film. It's a little ego stroking. There's conversations to be had about that. But I do think this follow-up is relevant, even though it does kind of begin with like, the Jinx was real fucking important, right? So we had to make a follow-up. And it's like, I guess it kind of was.
That's the thing is I think they earned it.
They earned it. And also I think it's valid because like the first one was ostensibly, well, not ostensibly, it was literally about just like this dude getting away with murder for like 35 years. He just kept doing it. It was all about like the separate society where people are just so wealthy they can't ever get caught. So this one is like, we're getting to see what court is like for people that are that rich, and it looks like a goddamn circus.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
it feels a little relevant right now.
Kind of does,
Yeah. I hope every other scene someone accidentally confesses to a murder.
Right, like they better get another one.
They just
like some
keep doing
unrelated
it.
murder.
Yeah, how are they going to top
When they
that
catch the
first one?
Zodiac. Yeah, I don't think they are. The Jinx kind of ruined documentaries for me. It's that thing where, like, after the Jinx, you realize, like, most documentaries aren't going to be that conclusive. And you like true crime. Like, I hadn't watched that many, so when I started watching them, I like had this like weird inflated expectation of like, and surely we're going to find out who did it, right? No, shucks. It's like now it turns out most people don't confess.
Most of the time,
documentary.
there's not a smoking gun, but
Yeah.
man,
but yeah,
fucking Jinx, dude. Have you ever
The
seen the
Jinx,
movie
we're gonna
All
have to
Good
watch
Things with Ryan Gosling and Kirsten Dunst?
which is about Robert Durst, right?
It's it's about Robert Durst. Yeah, it was made years before the Jinx came out, so
Yeah, I
I'd be
always
curious
get
to watch
confused
that
with,
movie.
Yeah, I get that
With the
confused
Star
with
Trek
Fracture.
episode?
No, well, yeah, but Fracture, the one with Ryan Gosling and Anthony Hopkins
Oh, yeah.
killing his wife, yeah, which is a very dumb
Great film.
movie that I love.
Great film.
Yeah. Well, that's it for trailers.
Yeah.
Should we think some more producers?
Let's do it.
All right. Big ol' thank you to David Knife
Knife
Boot
Boot.
Henson. Thank you. Thank you to Deborah's awesome. Barbara's great, and cancer can go to hell.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yay.
Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to Driftless, God Emperor of Hype. Thanks you for watching Lair of the White Worm. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Also,
You're
thank you. Thank you to
Thanks
Ed
and you're welcome.
Nug.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you to Exploding Rooms.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Funky J. Mostly Comes Out at Night. Mostly.
Thank you.
Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Handfuls.
Thank you.
Thank you to Highlander. Likes the way Tom says pretty sweet. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you to Ombre.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to ImpossibleWorlds.net. Issue 3 is out now. Gorge yourself on our fiction. Gorge.
George, thank you. Let me swoop in here. Thank you to Jay the Crow Baron says, build a guillotine in rich people's yards, 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you to Chris Shanovich.
Thank you.
Thank you to Lieutenant Frank Drebin, Police Squad.
Thank you.
Thank you to Look Mime on a podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mackenzie Fuck Shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick. Chill.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mercurial Oz.
Thanks.
Thank you to Mike the Lurker.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mongolian Throat Skanking.
Hey.
Thank you to Mr.
thanks.
Tell your wife how many Patreon subscriptions you have before you agree to buy a house.
Thank you.
Thank you to musical guest Henry Garfield.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. The role he was born to play. Keanu Reeves will be playing Shadow in Sonic 3.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Sure. These
this is
movies
like-
are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
This
made
is a
so
world
much
that I-
money.
Yeah. It's a world that I simply do not understand. I played the games a little bit, but I don't know the lore. I don't really, I watched the first movie, not the second. This is just like, good for them.
Yeah. I played a
Sure.
lot of the games as a kid, and I really enjoyed them, but I just don't care about the Sonic movies. They just don't do anything for me.
Right. I mean, they're not for us,
Yeah.
they're for children. Like, when you have a kid, they're going to, you might get to watch these movies on a loop
That's a good point.
for weeks at a
Yeah.
time. So
That's
you'll get to
true.
catch up then.
We're about to get real acquainted with movies like. I mean, the first movie that we covered, Dave, it was not bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was whatever.
It was whatever.
That's the thing.
Had a
They were
couple
fine.
had a couple of chucks in it.
It's weird because right now this director, he made a movie called Gopher Broke. Gopher Broke. Great name. And he has directed all 3 Sonics, and that's it. That's his career so far. I'm sure
Small
he'll do
rodents,
other things.
like gophers and
Yeah,
We really cornered the
Hedgehogs?
market
Yeah.
on a small
I
rodent.
love that. This is his legacy, and there's no hit against him. Like we said, they're not bad movies or anything. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's just very funny that this is like when people ask, "What do you do?" He can say like, not even just I'm a filmmaker. He's going to say, I make Sonic movies exclusively. He is signed on to the TV miniseries Knuckles.
Oh, wow.
Like this is him. This is his life.
wow. Is he a big fan
Yeah.
of the games?
I hope so.
Amazing if he hated them.
I hope it's not like a punishment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that
You had to
Onion
make Sonic
video.
3. No.
There's the Onion when Onion made videos. They did one where it was a Good Morning America where they have an expert on anteaters who clearly hates anteaters, and it's just not. He's like completely bored by them. It was a great bit.
Yeah. My favorite one was the scientists have found that multiple stab wounds to the face are harmful to monkeys.
But
the
yeah,
Onion
I
News
mean,
Network. Anyway,
Keanu Reeves as Sonic, it that checks out. Or as Shadow. I having known what Shadow looks like, I'm like, yeah, that does look like Keanu
Yep,
Reeves. You're
he
right.
does. Yeah.
I get sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm always happy
Maybe
when
one-
Keanu gets paid. I feel like the universe tips a bit more toward the general good when good things happen to him.
Yeah. We love him.
I think he's doing okay.
Oh, I know. It's just,
I love that this is also
Yeah.
the only thing Jim Carrey does anymore. He's just he just does a Sonic film every couple years now. That's his entire thing.
It's his retirement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's enjoying it. I mean, it is nice to watch Jim Carrey get to do like Jim Carrey, like this is his jam.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's good for everybody. Next story is that Park Chan-wook is making an Oldboy TV series. If you recall, Spike Lee of all people made a remake of Oldboy.
Oh.
I don't know why. I
Pretty
don't know
recently,
why
right?
that
In like
happened.
2010, or was it 2005?
Which is not that recently.
Not
but
that
like, I think it was
recent,
no, it was like 2000. I want to say like 14. Oldboy. I'm gonna look it up. The 2013.
Okay.
So 10 years after Oldboy came out, which is Oldboy is. I'm looking at a poster of Oldboy right now. I love the original film,
It's good.
and I love.
So we're getting an old
I
boy every
haven't-
10 years, it seems like.
Yeah, Park Chan-wook. He has a new series out right now, The Sympathizer, which I want to see.
Oh, me too. I've got that bookmarked.
Yeah. I love everything he does.
Yeah.
But Oldboy TV series, I think this stems from the fact that it was originally based off something else, right? A book? A comic?
I think it's a comic, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
It's
I feel like
it's
there's this-
it's unclear whether he's readapting the comic or readapting the movie he made.
right. It's weird because I it's that feeling of like they kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
It's
With
pretty
the
good.
2003 one?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the note that I wrote. It's like it's weird that we keep remaking Old Boy.
Yeah, we keep just like picking at it like but like can we do more? And it's like no, you really kind of nailed it with
Yeah,
just
we
the
kinda
one
got it.
there.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I don't know, do some re-releases. I don't know what else. I don't know. A
But
TV
I mean,
series, I guess, but
he's involved.
miniseries, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
assume it'll be a limited series.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
how
a
you keep
pretty
coming back
limited-ass story.
season after season to check in on your
Yeah.
favorite characters in Oldboy.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever I get these stories, it just reminds me, like, oh yeah, I should watch Oldboy again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not mad at this.
No.
Sure.
If you watch it, I'll watch it, but it's not something I have to see because the movie was so
Same.
good, and I feel like it's also one of those movies that I can only watch maybe once every decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whoo,
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot. The most useless Oldboy thing, I mean, there's only been two, but like that Spike Lee one was like, what a waste of Spike Lee as well as Oldboy, where it's like, I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know what the point of that was. And then they kind of weirded it. They like made it. They kind of nerfed it. I don't know. It's again the 2003 one. It's like it's hard to top that.
yes,
You're done. You did it.
yeah,
Let's talk about the Naked Gun remake because they have
do
just
it.
cast. Pamela Anderson has been cast. We don't know what role. I assume like, you know.
I think it said she's the love interest.
Yeah, it's
So
saying
Lisa
she's
Marie.
the Priscilla Presley role.
Right? Yeah, that
Or
one. yeah.
Priscilla Presley, rather.
Priscilla, yeah, not Lisa
Yeah.
Marie.
I mean, we've talked about this before. Is that like Liam Neeson's kind of the perfect person?
Yeah, and she's pretty perfect for this kind of movie. I think. Like that's.
I agree.
Like as soon as I saw that she was cast, I was like, "Yep, that is perfect."
You know who's making it too? One of the Lonely Islands.
Yeah, it's
Really?
Akiva Schaffer. Yeah,
Oh,
it's Akiva
that's
Schaffer directing.
Exciting.
and then Seth MacFarlane is like producing.
Yeah, the project started with Seth MacFarlane. Like
Yeah,
it was
he's
just it was him and
definitely
Liam
co-writing it.
Neeson attached.
This is kind of. I'm going to be very sad if it isn't good. It's also a writer from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and a bunch of other stuff. And like this is all to
it's-
say that like it's the perfect combination of talent.
Yeah.
Not people I necessarily love, but people being utilized in like for the perfect
Right.
thing.
Right, and like I don't think this is a situation where you can like ruin the original or anything because
Yeah.
like Naked Gun
No,
feels
it's not
like
that. Yeah.
it's more of a vibe, you know? It's like I don't know. It seems more like a sandbox to me, more like Naked Gun is just kind of more like the goofy spoof movies, but it's specifically around cops and cop movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
and
can't
it
we
was-
just do that idea again like 40 odd years later with
It's-
a new wave of talent?
Right, it's prime of slapstick, right?
Yeah.
Where I mean that and like Mel Brooks obviously. And so like it's more about seeing this combination and just hoping like it's kind of like you know, on the same subject, if you told me that Mel Brooks and Leslie Nielsen were making a movie together, I'd be so excited.
Oh Lord, yes.
And then that movie came out and it was called
Is-
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Not very good.
Oh.
And it's terrible. Yeah, so that's
It
what I
has
mean where
it
I'm
has
like
two like all-time jokes in it.
Oh, no.
But like overall it's not very good.
Oh.
But like there's two like really great. There's like one or two really great jokes in it. Anyway.
yeah, and so that's all to say that like this is just such an amazing combination that I'm like, God, I hope they don't. I just like you said, I'm not worried like, oh, they're gonna fuck up the legacy of the Naked Gun.
No.
I just really want this.
Yeah.
I just really want this one to work.
Yeah, we've got to see this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. I think
Well,
that's
it for news. Yeah, we should thank some more producers.
Let's do it, Dave.
All right. Big old thank you to No One Can Hear You Screaming Space McNulty. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Pete Forpagel.
Thank you.
Thank you to Numenal Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Coniosis Anti-Disestablishmentarianism Jones. Thank you. Thank you to pre-order Jason Pargin's new book so he can keep making big feats.
Thank you.
Thank you to Psychic Bigfoot. Thank
It's the
you.
most formidable Bigfoot. Thank you.
Thank you to Rev MD.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rosemary's Baby from Eraserhead.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Sorry Cup, world's most laughable centrist. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you to Steven.
Thank you so much.
Steven. Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button on the top of Avery Baby's head.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let me swoop in here. Thank you to the ghost of Dave Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Midnight Patron with patrons at midnight.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Oatmeal Savage.
Thank
you to the To Be Terror Bunny says, the strikes may be over, but egg David Zaslav for fun and profit.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you to these 7 Bs.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tiger Drawers Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tip Drizzle.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tux.
Tux.
Thank you to Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you to Why Don't You Take a Flying Fuck at the Moon?
Thank you.
Thank you to Yorgos from the island of Crete.
Thank you.
And thank you to your mom.
Thanks.
Dave,
hey, we did it.
Dave,
we did it.
We've
We
come
did
to the
it.
end of the road.
We did it.
And
We're done.
I just need to know one more thing from you before we part ways
Okay.
and then walk off in opposite directions toward opposite sunsets. We're in a different, a far-off planet. We're on Tatooine.
Okay.
Do you have a movie that deserves more hype?
You know, I don't. I don't have a movie. I have a sci-fi anthology. Which is like a
guess
movie.
that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I was looking through movies and then I landed on, I had this like bookmarked and I was like, but that's a sci-fi anthology. I can't do that. And then I just started reading up on it, watched the trailer. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to do this. This is called 1,000 Suns. If you're wondering where it would come out, 2 days ago, it came out. It's out. It's out. This is out right now. It is a sci-fi anthology. It's all on the YouTubes. You can go to www, which stands for World Wide Web, .1ksuns.com /episodes, but you can just do that or just Google it. And so this is this comes from a filmmaker who, what did he made? Sorry, he was involved in. He's a cinematographer. There it is. He was involved with like I don't know, a bunch of music videos, a bunch of stuff. This is a series of sci-fi shorts. So short, in fact, that a lot of the reviews, like the only review that I found really likes it and also basically says, I can't tell you what any of them are about because that basically spoils them because they're each only like a few minutes long and they amount to about an hour. One of the reviews says, quote, imagine if the Twilight Zone and Black Mirror had a mutant offspring with heavy metal. So that gives you some idea of the fucking vibes. I watched their shortest one, and the shortest one is very straightforward. The others aren't this simple. The one I watched it had no dialogue, it had no real story. It was just the bombed out ruins of Disneyland. So it was just like this dystopian future, and you're seeing like the rides and Disney, like the Mickey Mouse statue, but it's all bombed out, and that was it. And they're all kind of like, I think they're pretty CGI heavy. I would assume, but they look so good. Like the one I was watching, I was like, this looks real. Like this just looks like I'm looking at a real thing. So like they're very well crafted. What'd you guys think of this?
Oh man, all you needed to say was offspring of Twilight Zone and heavy metal. I have to see this.
Well, you can.
Yeah,
they're all online.
This was also in the write-up that you included, but like it made me think of just like a visual novel, like a one of those sci-fi short story collections I used to get when I was a kid.
Yeah, it reminds me of. Oh yeah, it reminds me of when I used to get like so high that I could barely remember my name, and then watch a bunch of like Spike Jonze and Chris Cunningham music videos. Like it's got that vibe where it's just like real fucked up weird shit, in these series of shorts.
Cool.
There's 6 episodes, and yeah, again, they're all online, and they look so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody check it out. 1,000 Suns.
1ksuns.com.
Yeah, 1K Suns. Check it out, support it, because it looks really good. And if it is in fact really good, I hope they give this person like a TV series,
Yeah.
or like a fucking movie. Give them a movie or two, Why
Give
not?
him a Sonic. Give him a Sonic.
A Sonic.
All
There's
right.
plenty of Sonics to go around.
There's plenty of Sonics.
Yes.
You made 3 already. He can have
come on.
one.
Sonic Hog, that guy. Really is.
It's a real hedgehog, if you know what I mean. I think that's a sewed.
We did
Done
it.
it.
Marina,
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you so much
Yes.
for having me. It was a blast.
it was a blast. I agree. And at the end of all things here, do you want to remind people where they can find you?
Oh, sure. You can find me on Twitter and Patreon at at HeartFistBrain. So patreon.com/HeartFistBrain, Twitter at HeartFistBrain, and also on twitch.tv/HeartFistBrain, usually weeknights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be streaming various fun games. And like I said before, Tom and I are going to be releasing a Star Trek podcast soon. And Hannah and I are probably going to start also recording it and releasing it simultaneously. Just two different. Tom and I will be doing the original series, and Hannah and I will be doing Next Gen.
Are you going to tackle DS9?
Yes, that too, for sure.
Maybe at some
I've
point.
never
Okay.
seen a single
DS9.
episode of it, so that'll be a lot of fun.
I think you're gonna really like DS9.
Cool.
It also
Dave.
it has many
ahead.
Mirror episodes.
Oh, fun.
They bring back that universe. Tom, I presume you were going to ask me where people can find us, right?
No, I was going to say that I recently got Next Gen on like deep discount, but DS9 was sold out, Dave. It was sold out.
Ooh.
We're hitting the DS9 Renaissance. I think it has to do with like the age of young people now with their nostalgia. Like we've clicked up a little bit to DS9, but also DS9 is, it's weird because I grew up on TNG. I love TNG. It is my favorite. But Deep Space Nine might be objectively the best Star Trek series.
Blasphemy. Original
Yeah,
series.
I know. It's hard to say. But that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's so good. You'll see. You'll see.
Okay, I'm excited.
You'll all see. Anywho, we have a Patreon, Tom. Did you know about this? You hear about this? Patreon.com/gamefully unemployed, GAMEFULLY unemployed. We have exclusive podcasts on there. Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder's a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys. Those are all on there for $5 a month. We also watch movies every Friday night and the occasional DS9 marathon. We've done a few of those, specifically around the tortures of Chief O'Brien. We have a lot of fun. It's a Discord community. It's really cool. Again, every Friday night, there's always movies to watch with us. So check that out.
Yeah, we also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, anything you want. So slap your little peepers onto that
Anything you want.
and anything you
Want a boat? You want a boat? We got
Probably.
boats.
We got boats.
Yeah.
Teespring probably has boats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and leave us a review.
Yeah. Do that. We'll give you a boat.
Yeah, you'll get your very own
Free boat. Yeah.
with one of our fine pieces of art
Yeah.
blazoned on the side. You can get your very own Fox Mulder as a Maniac boat to go get lost in the Pacific Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fox Mulder.
Yeah. Just like Fox.
It's happened to him more than once, I think.
More than once. Oh, Search and Rescue know him by name.
Yes.
He has his own procedure code in the manual.
100%.
It's a 1013. All right. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. Find him on Twitter at @thecorlew or go to shipwrecksailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Episode artwork is by Justin Brown. Available on Twitter as @JustinTBrown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or Twitter @StarleneX. Goodbye now.